Back to another episode of Now You Know. I'm your host, Dale Wilson, and our special guest today is Jody Potter. Jody Potter is the director of the North Olympic Peninsula Skill Center. And I'm going to have to let Jody tell you a little bit about exactly what a skill center is and how it's run and that sort of thing. So Jody, tell us a little bit about the skill center here.
Hi, Dale. The Skill Center was established almost 20 years ago, and it was created as a consortium group. There's only 18 of us in Washington State.
18 skill centers?
Yes, and we're located all around Washington State. And what the Skill Center does is it provides services to a region of schools. And the consortium is built upon the districts that provide services and support that particular skill center. So this particular skill center is directed under the superintendents of the Sequim School District, which is Gary Neal, the Port Angeles School District, which is Dr. Mark Jackson, the Quileute Valley, which is Forks,
Right.
and that is Miss Diana Reum, Clallam Bay and Nia Bay, which is under Cape Flattery, and that is Michelle Parkin, as well as the Crescent School District, which is run by Superintendent Dave Bingham.
So that's a huge pool of students to actually draw from here.
It is, and we also run under the consortium with the college, which is directed by Dr. Luke Robbins.
Great.
And so that group of people is my school board.
Okay. And so do they determine the classes that you'll run? And
It's kind of a group effort. My job is to determine, one, the kids' interests, and that's based on surveys and talking to the kids about what interests them. It's also based on local need, on what the hot jobs are currently in the market. And the second is what the consortium feels is the best direction to move the skill center.
wow, that's great for workforce training. So as soon as you see if a company is opening up and you know that that the skills they're going to need, you can actually ramp up and design a program and train the workers to go right into a new company.
It is, and one of the things that we take a lot of pride in is that we teach to a level that's preparatory, which is different than the exploratory classes that are at a high school. The exploratory classes that are held at high school are generally 1 hour long, and they're an intro. What we teach here is a more in-depth, and it's a 3-hour program with our students. And out of that,
By that you mean 3 hours a day?
3 hours a day, 5 days a week. As long as school's in session, we follow the same calendar as the school. And by the time that they're done, they have a skill set that allows them to get a job above minimum wage in the market of which they're learning about.
Great. Tell us about the programs that are being offered now.
Oh, we have a wide range, and we have some new ones on the horizon that are coming up that are kind of cool. We start within this building here. We offer culinary arts, cinema and TV, and commercial arts.
Okay.
Then over in Studio 121, we offer cosmetology, which entails the cosmetology, barbering, anesthetists, nails. They do pampering and spa type of treatments over there. Up at the high school, we have a couple programs located up there that are auto collision and health careers.
So they get to bump into each other's cars? Is that what you mean?
If they do, they can take them to auto collision to have them fixed.
So they actually learning auto and body work. That's terrific.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And that's a well-paying job.
It is, and there's a high need for that. Believe it or not, I don't know if it's because we do a lot of accidents here or what, but there is a high need to fulfill with the auto collision for sure.
Well, I can personally vouch for the culinary arts class because, as you know, they have fed Papa a couple of times, and it's always exceptionally good. And the servers are well trained and professional. So when you come and have and I'm suggesting people go ahead and let you do some catering for them, because when you come in downstairs and set up at the restaurant type environment there, it's just like going to a nice restaurant, and the food is as good as some of the best restaurants around, and the service is just as good.
They have done some amazing things that I have never had at a restaurant before. Do you remember the dinner that we had down there?
Yes,
They
I do.
made the cheese bowl with the salad in it. You could eat the bowl. It was just amazing. Just a little while ago, before I came up here, I tried grilled romaine. Have you ever had that?
Never heard of that.
It's amazing. It is
grilled
amazing.
romaine.
Grilled romaine. They take the whole romaine, they grill it, put some olive oil on it, salt and pepper, and oh, it just makes you think of a barbecue. It's just amazing.
Well, let's not talk about food too much because it's dinner time now when we're filming this, and I'm getting hungry already. But you said that you have the cosmetology class, so the young ladies, I don't have to be young ladies, so the men and women can come in and get their entire training and get prepared to take the license, the cosmetology
Absolutely.
license.
Yep.
So those are
Yep.
well-paying jobs too.
They are, and you can even start your own business from those. We have some really cool ones that are on the forefront that we're thinking about offering. The medical careers is going to be moving over to the OMC, which is the Olympic Medical Hospital, and that's going to be turned into an allied health,
Okay.
which will allow students to participate and job shadow different departments at the hospital and to get a feel for whether they want to go on in those fields, of which Peninsula College does offer some of those programs, but then to come back and work at the hospital. And so the hospital is really supportive of us doing that, and so that's coming up. We're thinking really highly of doing a vet tech assistant program.
Oh, that's perfect.
And there is a huge demand for vet techs in this area, and there is no program like it. And so we're thinking of putting one of those in starting in the fall. And also in the fall, I am looking to replace a lost construction instructor. That's tricky to say if you say that really fast. And so we have a construction program that I'm looking to fill with another construction instructor. We have a sports medicine program that's housed in SQUIM right now that we're looking to fill. And we're making some programs happen,
Well,
and we're doing some amazing things here.
That's terrific. Now, how do you make the students that don't already know about the Skill Center, how do you reach out? What's your recruiting like?
That's a tough one. We base it on basically the kids. If they're enjoying their time here in the programs, we're hoping that they're using that as word of mouth. Several of the teachers have gone up to the high school and hung out during lunch times and demonstrated some of the things that they do. I know Denise has gone up there and brought several goodies and a chocolate
That'll get them every time.
Covering,
Oh, the,
the
chocolate
chocolate fountain.
tank.
Yes.
Oh, we had that.
Yes, that was a huge hit.
They brought that for the open house that
I heard
Papa
that
had.
was a huge hit.
It was huge.
Yeah,
Yes.
and Patrick for Cinema and TV has gone up there and flown his drone around, and which is
That'll get their
amazing.
attention too.
Yeah, and we've had cosmetology go up there, the commercial arts. We also do the summer programs, so you can't forget the summer too.
Right.
So we're kind of a year-round facility. In the summertime, we offer a lot of the same things. However, we also offer comic book camp, and we also offer video game production.
All right, now those are two very interesting. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come right back and hear about comic book convention. Or comic book, what did you say?
Comic book creation.
And the other one was gaming?
And the video game production.
We'll talk more about that when we come back with the second part of Now You Know with special guest Jody Potter. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the second half of Now You Know. I'm your host, Dale Wilson. Our special guest today is Jody Potter. Jody is the director of the North Olympic Peninsula Skill Center. Before we left you a while ago, we were talking about the fabulous programs that are available here at the Skill Center. One of the things that I want to talk a little bit more about, if you will, Jody, is the cinema and media program, of which today's programming is a part of. So tell us a little bit about the history of that and the growth and what your plans for the future of this.
Oh, cinema and TV has just kind of taken off to be its own animal. It really has. It's grown probably a lot bigger than what we really anticipated it would take off to be right away. It started out as a fairly small group of kids who were interested in the filming and wanted to learn more about that, but it has morphed into something that is I'm not sure how we're going to handle it because there's so many kids in the class now that I'm thinking that Patrick's going to need some help, which
So
is kind of...
Patrick's already gone from half-time to full-time, so...
He has.
Do you think we can do a split personality and have him just...
I think he's already morphing into that. I think he is, and he goes home thinking, oh, kids! So it's really kind of, it's very cool to be a part of that. I met Patrick through a PAPA meeting, which is the Peninsula Area Public Access TV channel, and I was a part of the board at that point, and I met Patrick, who had just moved here and wanted to be a part of something along that fashion, and we got to be talking, and I was losing a media specialist as an instructor, And we got to be talking and mind melding a little bit on how we could transform that class into something that was bigger, something bigger than what we were currently had. And it was the perfect time, it was the perfect transition, and he just slid right into place and kind of took over, and he got it rocking and rolling, and ever since then it's just been booming. And now he's full-time, and the district is incredibly happy with his performance and what he's been able to produce with the kids. He is nonstop being called by community members doing events and things, and he's always willing to take donations, because that improves the program and enhances the ability that he has to teach the kids with more equipment and things.
So people can actually make donations directly to the cinema program.
They can, because what he does is for free. And it's...
You mean these community productions that he will go
they
out
are.
and do, it's for free?
They are for free. We're not a profitable school. We are a nonprofit, just like the high school or any other elementary. So we are a nonprofit. We base all of the funding and things on federal funds, and of course everybody knows how federal funding works, that you're kind of short on the end, and so we make it up with donations and fundraisers. And he's working on a fundraiser now to raise money, but donations are always accepted.
Well, two things that have really been talked about a lot, and that was, as you know, Patrick and his crew went down and covered the homecoming football game.
Yeah.
And the parade and the halftime show.
Yep, and Festival of Trees, and they've done training videos.
And these are being played over and over in rotation so that everybody will have a chance to see the homecoming game. And most recently, they covered one of the Port Angeles basketball games. And my good friend Jim Moran did the color commentary on that and actually did a great job.
Jim's amazing.
He is, and he spent I don't know how many years running the floor as a referee, so being in the box, it's a little more comfortable, but he really enjoyed it, I can tell you that. So as this grows here, is there a potential of bringing in another instructor and having even more students here? Or?
Well, right at this point, Patrick's in charge of his own boat.
Okay.
And so we're just going to take and ride and see how this pans out, and if it ends up being too crazy, then yeah, we'll have to look at another instructor. But for the most part, he has 2 sessions. They're 3 hours apiece. They run back to back, so the first one is from 12:30 to 3:15ish or so, and the second one runs from 3:30 to 6:15. And he's just a force to be reckoned with right now.
So the students that want to take the regular curriculum and get out at 3 o'clock, they can come on over here.
Absolutely.
And take this on as an adjunct course.
Absolutely, and we have several other programs that are offered in the evening
Terrific
too.
Idea. What are the other courses that are offered in the evening?
We have a culinary that's offered in the evening, commercial art is offered in the evening, and cosmetology goes through the evening.
So there's no reason that people can't take their regular, I'll call them college-bound courses in the regular school day, and then come and take a, what you might call a career preparation course in the afternoon.
And we actually have some college students that attend Skills Center courses through the college.
That's right, because until you become 21, you can attend the Skills Center so long as you don't have a
high school diploma.
Okay.
But if you have a GED, you are totally eligible. Yep. And the college route...
From 9th grade to age 21, is that correct?
Yes, as long as you do not have a high school diploma.
Got it.
So we do take college students in some programs that are articulated with the college. And so what that means is that the college doesn't offer those classes currently, but they are willing to work with us to put some college students through our programs through the college, if that makes sense. So for example, in culinary arts, the college doesn't offer a culinary art program, but we do, and so they bring in college students to attend culinary arts. We also have quite a few students who are attending the cosmetology program as well, and that's through the college.
When the high school kids get to rub shoulders with the college kids,
yep,
and hopefully that'll encourage them to want to go ahead and go to college. But you know, one of the best things about this media and cinema program, a lot of the infrastructure is in place, and what by that I mean, Stevens Middle School has a media program over there for the middle school, and I was visiting with them last year when Governor Inslee came down for a visit, visited Stevens Middle School. They put on a great and absolutely professional program.
They do.
Interviewing Governor Inslee. and asking good questions and asking good follow-up questions as
They're relevant, and they're on top of
Absolutely.
it. They're very mature over there. Yeah.
And then over at the Port Angeles High School, I think they've got a media program over there where they do a daily program, news program.
Writer News.
Writer News, okay.
Yes.
And then the college has certain media programs, and then you've got the full tilt right here. You can learn the computer graphics, the editing, the lighting, audio, video. So this, as well as the Port Angeles School District has done with their music program, world-class music program. I think in a few years that this will be a world-class media program. And as you know, there's already been, thanks to Patrick's connections with the people where he used to work in LA, they've already shot a feature movie here at Lake Crescent, and it's making the rounds of
Perdition Lake.
Perdition Lake is the
Yeah.
name. Look for it in theaters near you soon. But it's making the rounds of the film festivals now. And
We're hoping he gets an award for that.
and we're hoping that he'll get several awards and then allow us to play it at Peninsula Area Public Access.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And as you well know, the students here at the Skills Center are very involved with a lot of the production that goes on television at Papa. So these students are able to get not only the experience but professional credits for
And college credits.
and college credits. But what I meant was they get, at the end of it they'll say audio by, video by,
Yes.
lighting by.
They'll get the kudos and the byline. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
absolutely.
And so when they get ready to put together a portfolio for a job at Como, Cairo, or one of those, they'll already have a video.
And Patrick is in the process right now of working with them. So all the works that each individual student does goes into their portfolio, so that when they leave here, their portfolio is complete and they can walk
Perfect.
out and go into the real
Perfect.
world.
Now, do the cosmetology and the culinary, and do they have similar portfolio building processes?
They do. They do. That's incorporated in. It's basically a state mandate, and if it isn't, it's a Jody mandate,
Okay,
because
good.
I make sure that all of the instructors are very versed in how to do applications and resumes, and teach the kids proper etiquette to do interviews and to create a portfolio, so that when they leave, they have that ability to go and interview properly.
Well, as you know, I'm on Patrick's Admin Advisory Board, I think it's called here. And the couple of times I've come in, I've reminded the students that it took me 4 years to get the type of training. It took me 4 years at the college level to get the type of training that they can get here at the high school level. And they don't have to take all that extraneous stuff that I took in the college, but they can walk out of here with a skill set that is in great demand, and they can parachute out of an airplane over an urban area that has a television station and go to work.
And what's even more amazing is the programs that we offer. We tend to instruct to the kids all across all mediations. So if you're a visual learner, if you're a hands-on learner, if you have special needs, we take all those and we make adaptations so that every kid is successful to reach their full potential, to be everything they can, to walk out of here with the best skill set that they can possibly have.
That's so important, because it's been known for a long time, but it's not always practiced. That different people have different learning styles. Some like some like to see it done. Some like to hear you talk about it being done. Some have to do it themselves before they learn it. And if you give them 3 opportunities in those 3 different mediums, then they've got a pretty good chance of taking the learning.
Absolutely, and all of our programs hit on all of the modalities.
Terrific.
So we hit on every possible learner. We have several students that attend the Skill Center that fall under the special needs. And so adaptations in every program is made and met. Every program has successful kids all across the board. And the highly attainable ones, they get pushed on to do the more extreme things. And the kids who need a little bit more help, they get that help. And every kid walks out of here feeling good.
What are some challenges that you face here at the Skill Center?
Recruitment. It's recruitment. Our numbers are not doing so well, but it would be nice to have a full school.
Before we go, tell us how the community can get involved. I know that you said some contributions would be good, but if somebody just has some time, is that?
Oh, we're always willing to take volunteer help, but in order to meet that volunteer requirement, they have to go down to the school district, fill out a volunteer form, And once
get fingerprinted, I would
and
imagine.
get fingerprinted, and once they pass all of those criteria, they're put on a volunteer list, and they're more than welcome to come in and help the kids at any time.
Outstanding.
So a parent can't just come in and volunteer; they actually have to go through the process. But
Well, you know, we'd like to know who's coming into the classroom with the kids, the very
Yes.
vulnerable and impressionable kids.
yes,
Well, folks, there's your chance to get involved with something here at a great opportunity at the North Olympic Peninsula Skills Center, working with kids, helping them find their way to their careers, and just, you know, you're going to feel a lot better about yourself when you know you've helped somebody to get where they want to be. This is another edition of Now You Know. I'm your host, Dale Wilson. Our special guest, Jody Potter, the director of the Skills Center, and we're going to be back with another episode of Now You Know soon, so keep it on Channel 21, Peninsula Area Public Access. I'm your host, Dale Wilson. Good day.
bye.